It's Chris from 2anyoneusa.com and kpopusa.net, and I'm here to talk a little more about the 2anyone disbandment, my afterthoughts, and things that I'm figuring out. First of all, let's talk about Menzie. So Menzie left, and again, the writing was on the wall that she probably knew something was going on with 2anyone, and she was like, I'm out of here. So I don't blame her for that. But my one comment is I'm not a big fan of plastic surgery, but I'm not saying I might get it sometime in my life. I have no idea. But the thing is, like, if somebody does plastic surgery, I don't really care to know about it. But I remember her saying she got a nose job. And and then what happens is ever since then, I can't I can almost not recognize her. In other words, 2anyone is good in the West because it was only 4 members. And when you got 4 members, it's easy for someone like me to learn the names. And look at the names. Look how easy the names are to learn. So, and then to be able to recognize the 4 of them so clearly, so distinctly. So what happened, she got the nose job, and I'm just kind of like, I have trouble recognizing her. Last night, me and my wife, we watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and the actress is Jennifer Grey, the sister of Ferris, and she was in Dirty Dancing, and so she was well known, and she wasn't well known for being like unbelievably beautiful kind of, but Jennifer Grey fell into the trap of, oh, I gotta fix my nose because it's not perfect. So what happened was, so we're in the 80s. She's doing well, major movies. Everyone knows her. She got a nose job. After the nose job, nobody could recognize her. They're like when you go to see a movie, you're like, oh, I know her. So they couldn't relate with her, and her acting career for major, major movies pretty much disappeared because nobody could recognize her. And I did see her on Dancing with the Stars probably a couple years ago. So she's still around. So that's my problem with Menzie. I look at pictures with the long blonde hair and I don't see the Menzie I know. So I have trouble connecting with her on a visual part. I mean, do I like the look of the long blonde hair uh, in K-pop with Asian women and stuff? I do like that look, but every time they're like, "This is Menzie," I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't see her. I just see someone different. So that's my thoughts on Menzie. Dara, because I go to the Philippines a lot, is connected like to the Philippines. And I just saw the other day she's headed to the Philippines. So I have a connection with her on like when I'm in the Philippines walking around, I see her face on advertisement for I can't remember what it was called, but some kind of like perfume company. Not Estee Lauder, but something like that. So in my mind, I relate her to the Philippines. And so going back to Menzie, I hope she just finds like another group or she does some really good solo because she has talent in dancing. Dara, acting, singing, and acting. I've seen enough, a little bit of what I consider acting from her, and she's got potential. Then moving on to CL. So CL, when she was doing the concerts, up until a couple weeks for the breakup, she's like saying, "I am CL of 2anyone." And so if she knew they were going to break up, why would she still be saying that? She did a big time interview. She said, I'm CL of 2anyone in the time interview. If you know you're going to break up, maybe you would have done something different. So with her, I'm seeing some, like she's trying to break into the West. She did get into the top 100. I am a huge fan of CL. But my problem is I see Amber doing a song and I can relate better to that song. The Lifted felt a little forced. Amber has some quick one that's going on that I love. XO, one, I think it was Chris or something. Was it him? It feels like an American video. So I wish the best for CL, and if she's persistent and she keeps doing it and she keeps showing up on American TV, American videos, downloading stuff, she can do it. But I feel some others are a little bit have a little bit more flow. I'm not worried. CL, I believe, was the leader of 2NE1. I have no fear of her career and her future. She has the let's go, let's do it, and type of stuff out there in the public. She will be successful. And her, I see Minzy getting into another band. I do not see any of the others getting in. And when I say band group, I don't see any of the others getting into a group. So CL, solo career for the rest of her life would be great. And moving on to Park Bom. So Park Bom, I love her solo stuff when they were 2NE1. And she has, to me, out of all K-pop, she's my number one bias of all K-pop is Park Bom. So I want to see some more solo stuff. And when they announced the breakup, they had a video of her saying, "Oh, I'm practicing for my new song," and I think she might have said solo in it. So she looks like she's ready to get going and ready to do that. And the 2NE1 shell probably is good for her because she had been so far out of the scenario and probably feeling some part of responsibility of the breakup of 2NE1. With that shell gone, I think it gives her more freedom. Some people blame CL for going on tour, which I don't blame her for the breakup. So with Park Bom, it'll be interesting to see what goes on with her. But did you know that she's had no YG contract since May? So if that's true that she didn't have any contract since May, then that means the 2NE1 breakup back in May and nobody said it, and CL just keeps saying, CL of 2NE1. So out of everything I said, that last little bit is the most confusing. Most confusing of what's going on. So then it's interesting that Dara went to, I think it was New York with CL. Oh, I would have loved to been there for that one, for the concert. So they're connected. Park Bom seems isolated. Minzy seems isolated. So in the end, where do they all go? Where does it all end up? Minzy quiet, Dara TV, Bom solo, CL solo. That's all the stuff going on. But CL said she was working, 2NE1 over the summer, was working on a new album, CD, whatever you call it. And Titty, who writes a lot of the stuff, produces it, had been working on it. But if Bom dropped out in May, then that's not summer. That means Bom would not have been at the YG building in that time. So that's kind of a little conflicting information. So here's the question. Let's say there was 8 songs that were being worked on and produced for 2NE1. Where are those songs? Could it be recording? Because, people in America, they get shot. And then, 20 years later, they still have music coming out. Tupac and some others. Michael Jackson still has stuff coming out. Prince has half of his music library was never released. His stuff will be coming out forever, and people will be buying it. So, should 2NE1 release those later on, kind of like a year or two down the road? Say, here's a little extra 2NE1 for you, or should they keep it and just never do anything with it, or should they pass it on to Blackpink? Maybe they've already passed something on to Blackpink and we don't know. Because a lot of people say some of the Blackpink certain songs sound like 2NE1. So, trying to think of the saddest moments in K-pop for me. Number one would be the Lady Code's crash. Number two is the breakup of 2NE1. And me personally, when I wasn't allowed into the 2NE1 Iggy concert, MTV Iggy concert, that was a blow. December 12th, 2012, I think it was. That was a major blow. But at the same time, I knew I would see them, and then I did see them VIP. I'm glad that I was part of the 2NE1 experience, trying to keep it going, even though they're in 4 different directions. Trying to keep the thoughts alive. There's so much to talk about, so much there, but there's sadness. And I'm very sad about this. All right, those are my thoughts. What are yours?